Good morning. I'm Abbott, here today for your devotion. Our scripture today is Matthew 5:16, which says, "In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Today, we will talk about light bulbs. In our world, everyone is a light bulb. We can all be a light to others, but not everybody is plugged into a proper source. A lit bulb is someone filled with the light of God. These people are screwed into the proper socket, which is the church. While you can try to plug a light bulb into anything else, only the proper socket will illuminate it. Only through Christ can our lives be filled with the light, and let the light shine to others. If you plug into the world, your light will never shine, because the world does not empower you. A light bulb's only purpose is to give light, and we will never fulfill our purpose without screwing into the socket of the church. Lit bulbs will never have to be scared to go into the darkness, into the world. If put into darkness, light only spreads, as long as they maintain that connection to God. John 8:12 says, "When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, 'I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life.'" We must be like Jesus, letting our light shine and bringing others into the light. An unlit bulb is just the same as a lit one. The only difference is that it doesn't have a power source. These bulbs plugged into the world don't have any light to shine because the world does not give anyone power. If a light bulb isn't giving any light, it isn't serving its purpose. And just like an unlit bulb, people in the world aren't serving the purpose of having a relationship with God. Without any light, an unlit bulb cannot find its way and is lost. Any unlit bulb has the potential to bring light to the world, but until it plugs into the necessary power source, it can't do what it was made to do. In order to screw yourself into the proper power source, it takes time and effort. You have to invest time in prayer, worship, and time spent with God. You will never achieve your purpose of shining light if you don't give time to screwing it into the proper power source. You have to make up your mind that the most important thing for you is to shine the light. We will stumble around in the dark if we don't achieve our purpose. We will only see clearly if we have that light in our lives. A flickering light bulb in real life is very annoying. It is distracting, and you either want it to be completely on or completely off. A flickering bulb here is someone who is in the church, says they love God, but isn't fully committed. They try to live the life of a Christian, but they haven't invested the time to fully screw themselves in. It is distracting. They can take away from others' walks because they're too worried about whether the flickering bulb is in or not. Instead of focusing on making sure they are screwed in, the church is focused on the flickering bulb. Flickering bulbs like this can make people leave a room, and similarly, flickering Christians can turn people off of church. You need to be fully invested or fully in the dark. It is better to be reliable. It is easy to become a flickering light. You could be plugged in at church, but unplugged in the world. Maybe when you are with a certain group of people, you become unlit, then it's Sunday and you're holy again. Your thoughts and worries can slowly unscrew you, and we need to take a breath and begin plugging back in when our light goes out. We need to be constantly searching after Christ and not letting our minds wander to worldly things. The way to stop that flickering is to let earthly worries fade into the background and focus on securing that power source which gives you purpose in life. You still need to maintain your earthly relationships, try your best at school, your job, and other activities, but we can't let anything overshadow God and block off that power source. Unlit bulbs will notice a difference in people who are lit, plugged into the power source. They will notice the people that have achieved their purpose and that can draw them in and make them want to screw themselves into the power source that is God. They're the exact same as lit bulbs, but they don't have the power inside of them that ignites their light. They have that same potential, they just need God to transform them into what they need to be. We also need to have the courage to show people the light, invite them into the power source. Living in a Christ-like way can draw people into the light, and then you can help them screw into the power source. There are many passages in the Bible telling us to be lights to the world. I mentioned Matthew 5:16 and John 8:12, but there is also Acts 13:47 telling us to be lights for the Gentiles, Psalm 119:132 that tells us to let our light shine out, 1 Peter 2:9 that says God brought us into the light. Philippians 2:15 that tells us to shine as lights in the world. There are many passages in Scripture that use this same parallel, and so let us be lit bulbs and shine our light to the world.